Nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said. Supposed to feel. How's it supposed to feel? Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss that stacked, taking big swings, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kid, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, game, win it life, have no shame. There's no time, feel the pain, live the grind. I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb. The only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, put your hand to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do, that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind. I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb. The only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, put your hand to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, each hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? Break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, each hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill.
World of Xiaomi. This is what we've been up to. Let's dive right into it. We kept India connected with technology like never seen before.
Truly a timeless flagship.
Technology that works at the speed of light. Technology that is really light. So that you could capture every moment perfectly.
That you have never experienced a camera setup like this on a smartphone ever before.
And when you thought you'd seen it all, we showed you the bigger picture. We showed you what entertainment should look like. And we made sure that it didn't just wow you, it wowed you.
It's so light you can even lift it with just 2 fingers.
We didn't compromise on design or clarity. That's how we made your happiness our top priority. We didn't just stop there. We also made technology that fueled your drive to excel. We made technology for the hustlers, for the dreamers, for the make-believers.
This is indeed a stunning laptop.
And all of this was possible because we wanted to give you everything you asked for. You nudged us to aim for more and be the best we could be. And now we're ready to steal the show with the Xiaomi 12 Pro 5G. Ready to usher in a new era of technology with the Xiaomi Pad 5. And ready to immerse into the future with the Xiaomi Smart TV 5A. We are ready for next.
All right. Welcome to Xiaomi Next, where we showcase not just the best, but what's next in technology. My name is Sumit Sonal, and I represent marketing for the Xiaomi brand. I will quickly go back to the last slide, and I would want you to remember a few points. All right. The staff which you will be meeting today has been double tested and is fully vaccinated. Number 2, all the people which you will meet in the stadium today have been RT-PCR tested in the last 48 hours. But we have to remember that we have to take all precautions today, and that's why we have booked this humongous venue so that we are socially distanced and we are following all the COVID-19 protocols. But remember, sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. Keep your mask on at all times and maintain social distancing. Now, like I was saying, I am Sumit Sonal and I represent marketing for the Xiaomi brand. All right, now before I start today's show, give me a loud cheer if you are ready for the first product launch under the Xiaomi Next property. Mi fans, are you ready? Maza nahi aaya. Mi fans, are you ready? All right, when I say the word tablet, what product comes to your mind? Give me an answer and feel very, very free. Give me an answer. When I say the word tablet, apart from that ConfiBoost prank which we pulled on you, what comes to your mind? Give me an answer, please. All right, I heard a certain brand from the audience. Now, do you realize and question yourself why the entire tablet segment has become synonymous just with a single brand and a single product? And why there has not been a single product till today which you have been able to recommend to your friends, to your family members, or even to your partner? Have you ever questioned that? Now, there are 4 core reasons which I believe, and I am for sure that you also agree with me. What are these 4 core reasons? Let me just go one by one. Number 1, all the tablets in even the 40 to 50,000 rupee segment lead with poor performance. Actually, I can call it pathetic performance. Now, let me just give you an example. For playing a video or playing music, it's fine. But the moment you throw a game at it, there begins your nightmare. You will get into app crashes, bootloaders, and so much more. The second problem with the tablets today are outdated displays. Absolutely low resolution displays, absolutely huge bezel displays, which are completely outdated in 2022. The third reason is feeble audio, Most of the OEMs are actually thinking of tablets as just large-scale smartphones. And you understand that smartphone speakers are small and they produce very, very feeble sound. Now, if you install the same speaker into a tablet, you will have the same result: feeble, poor audio quality. And the fourth reason is non-optimized OS. Most of the OEMs have been looking at tablets, like I just mentioned, as just large-scale smartphones. And the presence of a non-optimized OS leads into a bad UI and a bad user experience. And today, we are here to change that completely. And that's a promise which I am making to you standing on this particular stage. All right, sorry. But why now? The question is, why in 2022 we are doing this? Now, there are few reasons, and I'm going to ask you a question. In the starting of 2020, the person who you were, are you the same person today? I can tell you, I am not the same person. My requirements have changed, I have changed myself. And I'm sure most of our consumers will agree with this. For example, my entertainment needs have changed. I am no longer the generation. I'm actually cutting cords. I'm actually uninstalling the DTH, and I want my content on demand. I want the content to flow in with me wherever I go. The second reason, we are now not the generation of Candy Crush. We are not the generation of Angry Birds. We are moving into person versus person gaming. We are moving into arcade gaming. And like I was mentioning before, most of the tablets, because of the inferior performance, do not stand up to the promise. And the third reason is, with the work from anywhere culture, you are now required to be productive everywhere you go. And my promise on this particular stage is that we do it all better. All the three things which I mentioned, we do it all better with the Xiaomi Pad 5. Introducing the Xiaomi Pad 5. This is the India debut of the product most of our Mi fans have always awaited. The first look of Xiaomi Pad 5. And our promise is that you do everything better with the Xiaomi Pad 5. All right, let's talk about the first use case scenario, and I will spend a little time on it. The first use case scenario is doing entertainment better. And you understand that whenever we launch a certain product in the country, we always work very closely with our consumers who are our Mi fans to understand that what is that exact requirement, what is that exact spec which you want. Now you understand that Xiaomi has been able to disrupt segments, right? You saw us disrupting the smartphone segment. You saw us disrupting the smart TV segment. And today, we are disrupting the tablet segment. Now, when we started understanding our users, what we realized that 72%, and that's a big number, 72% of our consumers use their tablet mostly for entertainment needs. And that's why the first thing which we are doing on this particular stage is that we are introducing a large 10.95-inch screen in a footprint of a 10.2-inch tablet. And that's a huge display, a huge real estate which you get to game on, which you get to consume your content on. The second thing which I wanted to mention, and you will notice when I talk about this thing, you will immediately know what I'm talking about. You know that our content is mostly shot in 16:9. 16:9 is the content which you see across your TVs, across your desktops, across your laptops. But if you look at the competition brand, what you will realize is that a 16:9 aspect ratio is getting downscaled into 4:3. But when you downscale it, it's not a natural scaling, it's not a natural downscaling. When you downscale this, what you will see are those huge black bands on the top and at the bottom. And I believe, and I think you will agree with me, that that is absolutely ineffective usage of such a large display. But what we wanted to do is something different. And that's why on the Xiaomi Pad 5, you get a 16:10 aspect ratio. And now this is a huge change because a 16:9 content will naturally scale beautifully into a 16:10 aspect ratio, maintaining the same consistency which you have seen across your devices. The second thing which I wanted to mention is the resolution. Now this 1920 into 1080 is what we have been growing up with, right? This is full HD resolution, you guys know about this. But you will also realize when full HD is at a distance, for example, a TV, right? You are at least a 10 to 15 feet distance, this is okay because you don't see those pixels. But when it comes to a tablet, which is just 2 to 3 feet away from you, you will start noticing noticeable difference actually in terms of clarity, in terms of the color accuracy. Now, how are we going to change it? How are we going to deliver a much more solid experience when it comes to content consuming? How do we deliver that? And hence, what we are doing in this particular 10.95-inch display is that we are delivering a 2560 into 1600 aspect resolution. Now, what this means is very, very important. First of all, this is 1.9 times the pixel count of a full HD resolution. But with a 2560 into 1600, you also get a much better PPI. At the same time, this is also a 10-bit display. Now, I spoke about the resolution. Now, this is a 10-bit display, which means that each and every pixel is about to do 1.07 billion colors. 1.07 billion colors on a 10-bit display, and that's absolutely amazing. A lot of people will use these tablets for design purposes, for actually doing mechanical drawings. Now, with a 1 billion color display, you get the right color accuracy, which you have always expected on a tablet, and that was completely missing in this segment. Now, the last thing which I would want to tell you is that because of a larger aspect ratio, which I was just talking about, 16:10, we are now able to fit in many more pixels per inches. What is the PPI? On the competition side, everyone, literally everyone, plays between 150 to 264 PPI. We are not doing that. I told you, display is something which you consume your content on. And that's why we are delivering the highest PPI count in the segment and leading with 275 PPI. The next thing on this display is this is a very bright display, pushing up to 650 nits. Now, why is brightness important? This display, this tablet, will move with you wherever you go. Now, for example, you are sitting outside in a cafe. This display, because it's bright enough, will adapt automatically. If you are coming inside and sitting on your couch, again, the display will understand and calibrate itself automatically. So that's about the specs on the display. But what's industry leading is the next point. The next point is the presence of a 120 Hertz reality flow in this segment. Now, one more thing which I wanted to mention is that most of the brands have limited this particular feature in a 70,000 to 1 lakh rupee price brackets. You exactly know the product I'm talking about. But look at yourself, look at all your phones. You're already above 60 Hertz. You're already using a 90 Hertz or a 120 Hertz. Now, if I go back to a 60 Hertz, it's like going back. I don't want to do that. So, to maintain that same consistency, you get a 120 Hertz segment leading and segment first refresh rate on this particular display. The next thing which I wanted to mention is the presence of true color. Now, what is true color? There is an ambient color temperature sensor which is built within this display. Now, what it does, and you can actually look at this, what it does is that it understands the ambient lighting conditions. For example, I was telling you, you might be sitting with this thing under harsh lighting conditions. The moment it detects the color temperature which is of the ambience, it will automatically tune the display as per that lighting condition. And it's adaptive. You can also go under the settings menu and do much more things on the color accuracy. So that's that. But the next thing which I'm talking about is again segment leading. We are introducing the support for Dolby Vision on this particular tablet. But, and I have a lot of buts today, but video is just 50% of the story. The remaining 50% of the story, when it comes to entertainment, is actually audio. And like I was mentioning, nobody till today has been able to crack this. And I was telling you this, that we have completely reimagined what a tablet could be. Hence, what you get, again for the very first time, is a quad speaker setup for independent channels on the Xiaomi Pad 5. Let me just give you a quick view of how it looks. So these are 4 speakers, 4 independent symmetrical speakers to give you that right sound. And I know your problems. I am a consumer myself. I've always been dependent on external Bluetooth speakers and headsets to enjoy my content. That's not the case anymore. Rely on your beautiful display and rely absolutely on these quad speakers to give you that room filling, that surround sound which you have always wanted from a tablet. The second thing which I wanted to mention is the presence of high-resolution audio certification. Now, I know that most of you have Bluetooth headsets, and most of us are also moving into lossless audio. Is the device ready to comprehend that and deliver the right audio experience? Absolutely it is. So on wired and wireless connections, you get support for high-resolution audio. So that's, again, industry first. The last thing which I wanted to mention on this particular tablet is channel mapping. Now let me take a moment to explain what channel mapping is, and you will appreciate this. Take a look at this. For example, and let me quickly explain, I will not take more than a minute. If you are holding the device in landscape orientation, you have the left channel firing, and I said these are 4 independent drivers. You have the left channel firing and the right channel firing together. But what happens when you're consuming, for example, Batman, and you flip the device? The device, using the accelerometer, is able to understand the orientation of the device and will flip the speakers automatically. Now, this is very, very crucial. For example, when you are gaming, when you are playing BGMI, what you will realize is that it's very, very important to understand that where your enemy is coming from. If the device orientation does not change the mapping of the speakers, you will get confused and you will get headshotted and die in under a minute. That's not happening anymore. This is an intelligent display which is also understanding the display orientation and mapping the channels and mapping the speakers accordingly. The second thing which I wanted to mention is that we are also consuming a lot of portrait content now. YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and much more. Are your left channel firing, are your right channels firing together? Always, okay? So because you have 4 independent speakers, you will have left channel firing together and the right channel firing together. What happens in this situation is that you always understand and appreciate where the sound is coming from, and it is absolutely right, no matter what the orientation of the device is. Now again, I have one more segment first. Let me quickly show you. Sorry. This, and I would want you to answer what fills this particular gap. This is the only tablet in the segment with, and give me an answer, me fans. What do you think that gap is? Yes, you are right. This is the only tablet in the segment, with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. And you exactly know that most of the high-end laptops are not able to do this. And we are doing this on the Xiaomi Pad 5 to deliver the right video and the right audio experience. All right, I'm moving to the second section now, and I have some questions for you again. Now, like I was saying, the entire idea of building a device is to also aid you in gaming. And when it comes to gaming, there's one very specific thing which all of us consumers want. What is that one thing? Can you answer me? Performance? I heard performance. Okay, so exactly to play on that particular point. But also remember that this is a 2.5K plus display. This is a 16:10 aspect ratio. And imagine you are playing BGMI on this with quad speakers, high refresh rate, with Ultra HD resolution. Imagine how beautiful gaming would be. But how do we support that level of gaming, that brand new PvP gaming, which we are all getting used to? We support this with the right thing and with the right processor. And I wanted to tell you that this brings in flagship 800 series processor, which was the biggest problem in the segment. And we are solving for that right here, right now. The flagship 860, which you see on this particular tablet. The second thing which I wanted to mention. Now, most of us have been used to gaming on a small screen. Now, this is nice, right? But you will remember one thing, that most of the controls are like just jumbled up, right? It's a small real estate. Most of the controls are just jumbled up. But when you go into a large screen experience, your fingers are of the same size, which means that your controls also don't need to be humongous, don't need to be big. They need to be of the same size. But at the same time, because the controls are now not overlapping your screen and aren't cluttering your entire screen, you get a huge real estate and an added advantage across all your games. And that is the point which I wanted to make here today. So Snapdragon, flagship Snapdragon 800 series processor, fueling all your games. And also remember, right now, today, you get enough horsepower. And also, tablets go on for long, 3, 4, 5 years. You get enough horsepower today, which means that you have enough horsepower even after 2 to 3 years to drive all your games without any issues. Let's talk about the next use case, which is productivity. And this is also important, right? I was talking about that we are now getting into a work from anywhere culture, right? And like I was saying, like hardware is just one half of the story. The software defines your experience. And that's why we are launching MIUI for Pad. And this is also the India introduction of MIUI for Pad. Now this is not just a scaled up OS. This is an OS which has been completely redesigned for a large screen experience. Most of the OEMs have just been installing the same ROMs and understanding that there is no difference. There is a humongous difference between a smartphone and a tablet, and we understand that, and hence the importance of an optimized OS, an OS which has been optimized for the large screen experience. Now, across the entire segment, across all of the MIUI, we have optimized every system app only for the pad. Let me quickly give you a few examples. For example, take a look at the weather app, right? It's just not a scaled up version. This is completely redesigned to take usage and to use the entire real estate to the fullest. Oh, by the way, I did not know that, did you see the AQI? That gives you one more reason to keep your mask up. 260 plus is the AQI in Delhi today. The second thing is that unlike a major brand, we have been able to scale up and redesign even the calculator app for the Xiaomi Pad 5. And these are few use case scenarios. It's a beautiful app. Most of you know this app. Most of you have gotten so used to this. Now, we have not just scaled it up. We redesigned the entire calculator app for the Xiaomi Pad 5. The third app which I wanted to show you today is again in an introduction, and we redesigned and we made a new Notes app exclusively for the Xiaomi Pad 5. We'll speak more about this one. So these are the few system apps which you will find on your device, and most of them have been completely redesigned and reimagined for a large screen experience. Now let's talk about the new UI. And like I was mentioning before, the UI basically defines your entire experience. So how have we changed the UI for a large screen experience? Let me just give you a quick example. For example, you can now see an app dock, which means just swipe up from the left-hand side or the right-hand side of your screen, and wherever you are in the system navigation, you will find the app dock swiftly coming up. The second thing which I wanted to show you, and by the way, most of our media colleagues and most of our fans have always loved the MIUI gestures. Some have even called it the finest implementation of gestures on a smartphone. We are extending the same on the tablet experience as well. Now, you can also swipe up just to go home. And that's that easy. Everything which you have used and on this particular tablet, you feel right at home with the same experience. The second thing which I wanted to talk about is multitasking. Now, this is again one cool example. For example, you're watching a video. Simply go up and move it into a split window. Now, this is a very big use case scenario. While you are watching one video, you are also reading about the same topic on Wikipedia. But with our new optimizations and with our core optimizations, now you can also pull a side window and a floating window and start taking notes right on top of it, making it very easy. You're doing three things: watching video, reading content, and taking notes all at the same time. And that's the beauty of MIUI for Pad. Now let's also talk about the tools for productivity which we are introducing alongside the Xiaomi Pad 5. Number one, we are introducing the Xiaomi Smart Pen. And we are introducing the Xiaomi Smart Pen. Now let me give you the first look of the Xiaomi Smart Pen. This is how beautiful it actually looks. With just 12.2 grams, you can keep it in your hands all day long. And you will not ever feel that fatigue. It has a matte texture. It feels beautiful when you hold it in your hands. But at the same time, while being light, this can charge from 0 to 100% in just 18 minutes. I'll tell you one fun fact. Under a minute of charge, and there will be use case scenarios in your own life where you need quick charge, just charge it for under a minute and you will get 20 minutes of usage. And that's whopping. Under a minute, you get 20 minutes of charge, always on the go, no matter what. Now, like I was mentioning, this also carries a precision tip, right? It's a pen of precision. Why is that and how is that becoming? Like I was mentioning before, a lot of our new consumers will be using this particular tablet and this particular pen to be designing absolutely brand new things. For that matter, a lot of people are getting into doodling. A lot of graphic artists. Are there any graphic artists in the audience? No one? All right. So, for a lot of graphic artists, the pressure sensitivity of a pen is very important. And hence, you get 4,096 levels of pressure sensitivity. Means even when you are sketching or even when you are shading, your pen is able to understand that force, comprehend that force, and then convert it into those line drawings, those beautiful shades which you want to create. Now let me give you a few examples of what this tablet and this pen can produce together. We left the Xiaomi Pad 5 and the Smart Pen for just 6 hours with our design team. And we have our design team backstage, but just take a look at this. In under 6 hours, our team was able to create this beautiful drawing. And I want to give a big round of applause for Anurag. Anurag is not here today, but what he has done in under 6 hours is absolutely beautiful. This is why I call this the pen of precision. This is what it can deliver in your own hands. I would also want to show you one more drawing which Anurag helped us with. And you can take a look. All right. Whenever you are a new tablet user, you would want the same experience, and understand that we are graduating from a pen and a paper to a tablet experience. And there will be a lot of new customers on this one. Now, the moment you do that, the first fear is that what if my palm is actually rubbing off on the screen? And that's how you write. Half of your palm is actually landed on the screen itself. What we have built is an active palm rejection. No matter what, it always understands the difference between the pen tip and your palm, and there is that active palm rejection which will ensure that there are no ghost touches at all whenever you are making notes, whenever you are drawing or doing anything on this particular tablet. So this is also a big thing. Now, how do you charge this pen, right? And we have a lot of creative people in the house. You're always thinking. There are ideas coming into your mind. How do you charge this while you're still thinking? Just dock it. Just simply dock it on the Xiaomi Pad 5, and it gets magnetically charged. Like I was mentioning, while you are thinking, your pen is always ready on the go. So 0 to 100% in under 18 minutes or on magnetic charging, and under a minute of charging, you get 20 minutes of usage. And that's very, very handy for all of us. All right. The second productivity tool is something which you have been asking for. And I hope this completes that entire ecosystem of things which you need to be productive. Introducing, take a look actually, and then I will talk more about it.
The grind, could change in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, jam to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, 'cause
Pad keyboard to complete that entire productivity set which you have always wanted. A beautiful tablet, a WQHD tablet, along with the smart pen and the Xiaomi Pad keyboard completes that entire ecosystem which is required by you to be always productive anywhere you go. Now, the next thing which I would want to talk about in the productivity section are the cameras. And now I know that not a lot of people use the Xiaomi Pad keyboard's camera maybe for taking primary photos and doing so much more. But these cameras are so good. Let me explain how good are the cameras. Let me show you the main camera first. On the front, you get support for full HD video conferencing. Whether you are in Microsoft Teams, whether you are in Zoom, or you like doing video conferencing on Instagram, all the apps support full HD video conferencing using the main camera. The second thing which I wanted to mention are the presence of dual microphones. With two microphones, there is an active noise suppression which happens, which means that you are not just looking good, but you are also sounding right and sounding good at all times. So nowhere am I audible is not going to happen anymore. And that's what is the front camera on the Xiaomi Pad 5. The second thing is the rear camera. And we know that a lot of our young users will be using this tablet to take notes and to actually scan notes and share it with their friends and family. So we have moved the document scanning in the main camera module so that it is very effective, very easy for you to scan documents. Now, I have been using this for a particular purpose. I opened a bank account a few days back, and they sent me a physical copy. What I did, I never wanted to go back to a scanner and you scan that, then sign it, then scan it again, and then print it out and send it back to them. So what I did, I just clicked a picture, used the Xiaomi Smart Pen, signed it, and sent it out. And that's easy. And that's absolutely easy. Multiple steps gone, no paper wasted, and that's easy to be doing just using a smart pen and your pad. So that's how quick this is. Now all of this has been supported by a 13 megapixel rear camera and an 8 megapixel front camera. So that's the camera setup on the Xiaomi Pad 5. The last thing which I would want to mention is the presence of these three things. Most of us have now started migrating from a 2.4 gigahertz band to a 5 gigahertz band. Because of, obviously, we live in crowded areas, and 2.4 gigahertz keeps overlapping and keeps giving you random speeds at all times. We are also extending support for dual band Wi-Fi support. You have the presence for 5 gigahertz support as well, so that you get stable connections, faster connections at all times. The second thing which I wanted to mention today is the presence of a Type-C port with OTG support. Now with OTG support, you can now attach your flash drives, you can attach your existing mice and your existing keyboard to this setup, and if you are a gamer, if you are a hardcore gamer, you can also attach a joystick or a gamepad to go along with this. So all your existing ecosystem works beautifully with the Xiaomi Pad 5. And the last thing is the presence of Bluetooth 5.0. With Bluetooth 5.0, what you get is low latency, stable connections all across your house, your offices, and your music is always sounding good. Your music, your content will always sound good, no drops altogether. Now, the last thing which is on top of my mind is what powers through everything on the Xiaomi Pad 5. So, this is supported by a large 8,720 mAh of battery, which will continue to go on and on for days without ever disappointing you. Let's take a look at few stats. You can hear music on this one for up to 5 days. Actually, with your screen off, this can go even up to 10 days. You can consume games on this WQHD resolution. You can consume games with great sound for almost up to 10 hours. And this goes from 0 to 100% in just 91 minutes. By the way, there's a 22.5 watt charger, which is there in the box itself, but most of our consumers today in this particular audience, and those of us who are watching us live, will have an existing 33 watt charger in their bags. This also supports a 33 watt charger, and the number which you are seeing over there, 0 to 100% in just 91 minutes, and 0 to 50% in under 40 minutes. And that's a promise. A tablet which is always ready in just half an hour of charge. All right, so that's Xiaomi Pad 5. And I'm quickly going to summarize it before I move on with the pricing and availability. So like I said, 120 Hertz of refresh rate, segment first and segment leading. For a beautiful, smooth experience across UI, across all your games. One more thing which I would want to highlight and would want your attention upon is that we are not doing a 64 GB variant in the country. I'll tell you why we are not doing a 64 GB. Number one, and gamers support me on this one, the base install of BGMI is 4.1 GB. Correct? If you install all the add-ons which are available within the menu, it's 12.1 GB. With 4 games installed simultaneously on your app, or on your tablet, and maybe 2 full HD videos, you are already running out of storage. So what's the point of doing that? Why to even do that in the first place? So in India, we will only start with 128 GB of storage, and the top variant will have 256 GB of storage. The third thing which I want to mention, and this is again very much appreciated, you want the read and write speeds absolutely in sync with your processor. Now this UFS 3.1 storage is absolutely the new protocol, which means that you get beautiful read-write speeds and you get beautiful processing power with the Snapdragon 800 series. Like I was mentioning, gaming on this has never been better. With a 2.5K plus resolution, you get support for over 1 billion colors. You get support for true color, adaptive display, which understands your ambience and adjusts the display. As per that, you get quad speakers with channel mapping. Channel mapping, like I was telling you, is very critical whenever you are consuming content, whenever you are gaming. MIUI has been optimized. This is not the same MIUI. MIUI has been optimized for a large screen tablet experience, and this is MIUI 13, MIUI for pad. You get support for Dolby Vision, you get support for Dolby Atmos, making it the only tablet in the segment by a huge margin. By a huge, huge margin, this is the only tablet in the segment to feature both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. And that's the Xiaomi Pad 5. All right, let me show you a quick product video which will quickly summarize all these things. Now I know I've been talking for a while. It will quickly summarize everything in just 30 seconds before I move on to pricing and availability. Are you guys ready for the pricing? All right, the Xiaomi Pad 5 in India will launch at just 26,999. And the flagship variant of the Xiaomi Pad 5 will launch in India